everyone. You are tuned into episode 42 of the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. I'm your host, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for joining me today on the 14th of December, 2021. Before I get started with everything, please click that subscription button. Click the bell icon so you can be notified when I have new content. Also, I'm on YouTube as per usual, TikTok as per usual, and Instagram as per usual. You can see it up here. Thank you for everything. Thank you for tuning in. So yesterday I had on my Monday Mental Combat, I talked about protecting your peace, shutting off the world, protecting your peace, right? And you know how I talked about the whole watching some of these gang documentaries and it resonates in your mind when you go to sleep. When I talked about some of these mafia documentaries I like to watch and they resonate with me when I'm going to sleep. I would tell you, when I went to sleep last night, I kept hearing peace, 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 peace all over the place, right? And I will tell you, this morning I woke up with uncontrollable peace. Let me say that again. I woke up this morning with uncontrollable peace, right? And it felt great. I even told my wife, I have peace this morning. Woman, I love you. I have peace. Just peaceful, right? And so I went to Walmart this morning as per usual. And I was going down the aisles. I just needed to get a couple things, right? No major grocery shopping, just a couple things. And I was in the soup aisle getting ready to get some soup. And it was a gentleman in a wheelchair. Come to find out he was a Vietnam vet. And so he asked me, he said, hey son, how much is the soup you're getting? I said, oh, it's 4 cans for $4. I said, you want me to grab you one? He said, sure. So I reached back in there because it was kind of deep into the shelf and put it in his cart. And he said, thank you. Then he saw my mask. I have a Master Sergeant logo on my mask, right? Then he was, hey, Master Sergeant, you got a second? So I said, I got time. I'm in no rush. And then he just started talking about Vietnam. And this conversation went on for like almost 15 minutes, right? And I just let him talk. He was talking about, all the things that, that you have to deal with during that time and everything. And he was like, I appreciate you listening to me. He says hard for people to listen to my story when I try to tell it. And he said, I was like, a lot of it's too because, I served as well. So I understand what he was saying. But, it was a certain peace with that. It was calming. I talked about all the time I goes to Walmart. A lot of times it's just rambunctious and, the adult kids are there and they're jumping all over the place and it's loud. But it was very peaceful. It was very calming when I went in there. And when I listened to the Vietnam veteran, he was telling me his story and some of the things that he went through in the heat of battle and everything. It was such a calming presence. It was a peace, So that's my word. For the rest of the year and for the rest of thy life, peace. Have peace. Peace is important. All right, so today, that concludes my opening remarks. Today, going to have a little fun. Usually, everyone knows, for the people that already subscribes to this channel and listens to this channel on a daily basis, we know that Talking on the Tuesday, it's pretty much a freestyle session, if you will, where I just talk about random topics. It could be social media. It could be missing the old school or whatever it is. So today I'm going to provide 8 fun facts that I didn't even know, that you maybe know, that you may know, and we all can know as a group, as an audience, as a people, right? As the human race. So I'm going to provide 8 fun facts that we didn't know and actual documented evidence to support those facts. So stay tuned, stay locked. Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. I am so proud that you're here. I'm so happy you're here. And thank you for listening to my voice. Thank you for looking into my face. We're going to have a great day. 14 December 2001. Trust and Believe. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. Again, we're here on a Tuesday, talking on a Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, 14 December 2021. So as I stated in my opening remarks, I will provide 8 fun facts. You can title this Fun Facts. It can be useless knowledge, Why do we need to know? Oh, this is fun. I never thought about this. Man, I learned something. I already knew that. Whatever it is, we will discuss 8 fun facts that I didn't even know. Some of these I didn't even know. And it's kind of fun, kind of just looking at some of this stuff sometimes. Trying to get my cursor here. And I pulled this off, make sure I credit the proper website, bestlifeonline.com. Again, this is bestlifeonline.com where I pulled this from, and I'll provide the link in there as well. They have a list of 65. I just pulled 8. All right. All right, so let's go with number 1 through 8. Next one, please. Let's go. McDonald's, which is number 1, introduced drive-through service due to the military. The first McDonald's drive-through was installed in a restaurant based in Sierra Vista, Arizona, which is where Fort Huachuca is located. Military rules forbade the soldiers from wearing their military uniforms in public, and they weren't about to change into civilian clothes to grab a burger and run back to base and change. So the restaurant manager named David Rich came up with a solution. Cut a hole into the wall and allow members of the military to pick up their orders without stepping out of their POV, their car, their vehicle. I will tell you, military, we love a lot of things. Alcohol, they love dip, they love drinking Monsters, they love eating. And I've never known about this at all, that the drive-through was started based on, trying to meet the needs and convenience the military members. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, let's go. Number 2, Alfred Hitchcock was frightened of eggs. This is interesting. The master of suspense who terrified audiences with movies like Psycho and Birds considered himself an ovophobe, which is someone who's frightened of eggs. Alfred Hitchcock explained to an interviewer in 1963, "I'm frightened of eggs. Worse than frightened, they revolt me. That white round thing without any holes, and when you break it, inside there's this yellow round thing without any holes. Blood is jolly. Its blood is red, but egg yolk is yellow. It's revolting. I've never tasted it." This is funny coming from a man that had his own issues, right? And this guy doesn't like eggs. He's actually frightened of eggs. Again, like the sentence stated, he made Psycho and he made The Birds, which is considered some of the greatest scary movies, the greatest horror movies of all time. Of course, now, if you look at it now in 2021, the movies is like, man, this thing ain't nothing scary about it. But again, back then, these movies were scary. So my point is, someone that scripted these movies, wrote the screenplay to these movies to frighten people, this guy's frightened of eggs. That is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. All right, up next. Number 3, a woman who lost her wedding ring found it 16 years later on a carrot in her garden. A woman in Sweden lost her wedding ring while cooking for Christmas in 1995. She looked everywhere for it and even had her whole kitchen floor pulled up, hoping she would find it. But she will not see this ring again until 2012. So how do you explain that? You lose your wedding ring in the garden while you're gardening, and the ring is just there. And through God, created this beautiful earth. Nature takes its course, and the carrot grows inside of the ring. Now you have your whole floor, your kitchen floor, pulled up, which is very expensive. It's a very expensive decision. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Let's get the floor pulled up. Wow, you want to redecorate? Nah, I can't find my ring. But then you're eating carrots and salad and you chewing on the ring. Next one, please. Number 4, sunglasses were originally designed for Chinese judges to hide their facial expressions in court. Today, sunglasses serve as a protective eyewear, effectively preventing bright sunlight from causing discomfort or damage to our eyes. But sunglasses were originally made out of smoky quartz in the 12th century China, where they were used by judges to mask their emotions when they were questioning witnesses. So just imagine if you're in court and you have a case, however the threat is, murder or whatever it is, and the judge is judging you and he or she has sunglasses on. How do you take that? It's like now people get ridiculed people who wear sunglasses indoors, which is like the cool thing, I guess. But now you got a judge deciding your fate, right? Who's telling you, what your life should be about and the whole nine. And he or she is staring at you with these sunglasses. What do? You don't know if they're laughing at you. You don't know if they're crying. You don't know. That's funny. Next, number 5. Cotton candy was invented by a dentist. Well, this is interesting. Dentist William Morrison and confectioner John C. Wharton invented a machine-spun cotton candy machine in 1897. It was first introduced at the 1904 World's Fair, described as fairy floss. Then again, another dentist named Joseph Lesault, I want to make sure I don't butcher his name, but I think I did. He reinvented the machine in 1921. He came up with the name cotton candy, which replaced the aforementioned fairy floss. So the dentist, whose main goal in life is to ensure the health and welfare of your choppers, they invent something that deteriorates the health and welfare of your choppers, so you can go in and pay for him to improve the health and welfare of your choppers. Gotta love the dentist, man. That's how they do it. Next one, please. Number 6, sumo wrestlers make babies cry for good luck. While most parents do what they can to prevent or stop their babies from crying, that's not always the case in Japan. That's because it's a 400-year Japanese tradition that if a sumo wrestler can make your baby cry, it means he or she will live a healthy life. During the special ceremony, parents hand over their infants to sumo wrestlers who bounce their precious tots up and down and sometimes even roar in their little faces to get the tears flowing. He's not a baby that cries much, but today he cried a lot for us, and we're very happy about that, said Miss May Shing in 2014. As I've stated in previous Nomad casts, we lived in Okinawa, Japan for 3.5 years. And there were times we went to mainland Japan, which is 2.5 hours via airplane. I can't recall ever hearing about this. Again, I'm not disputing it, of course, but I don't recall ever hearing about this. Again, that must be a mainland Japan thing, because Okinawa, I've never heard about that. But that's interesting. Next one, please. Number 7, the electric chair was invented by a dentist. Oh boy, got a dentist inventing cotton candy. Now we got one that's trying to electrocute you. In 1881, dentist Alfred P. Southwick witnessed a drunk man dying quickly after touching a live electrical generator. Southwick soon realized that electricity could be quick and a more humane alternative versus hanging people for executions. And thus, the electric chair was born and was first used in the year 1890. So let me get this straight. We got a dentist inventing a candy that could potentially rot your teeth, and to prevent further rotting of the teeth, you go pay him, he or she, to help cure whatever's going on with your teeth. And then you got another dentist who's inventing an electric chair where if you did something wrong and inhumane, it'll electrocute you. These dentists, you better watch these dentists, y'all. They ain't just inventing stuff. Last one, please. Number 8, the tea bag was an accidental invention. In 1908, New York tea merchant Thomas Sullivan sent samples of tea leaves to some of his customers in a small silken bag. Many of the recipients assumed that the bags were supposed to be used in the same way as metal infusers. So they put the entire bag into the teapot rather than emptying out the contents. So think about that. So initially, when this man sent samples, did he provide instructions hey, when you receive this, Jerry, ensure you cut the bag open. Don't put the whole bag in the water. Cut the bag open and empty out the contents. And did he just say, here, try this and tell me what you thought? You know, if you look at a lot of these unknown lists and some of those documentaries from things that we think is common, but they were uncommon or they were a mistake back then, man, I tell you, it's fun. It's fun to kind of just go back there. I call it nerding out. And when I look at it, like little lists like this, it it produces a nerd out session. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I really enjoy this type of stuff. I can sit up and read this stuff for hours or look at some of them documentaries like on the History Channel, and they're talking about this type of stuff. So this is fun. So again, let me make sure I reference the site right quick. I don't want to get in any trouble. You can find this on bestlifeonline.com. Again, this is bestlifeonline.com. They have a whole list of 65 facts so weird that you won't believe they're true. And I'll definitely provide a link in the description on that. Yeah, so sometimes take a time and, kind of look at some of the things that, that we have, that we eat, that we use, stores that we go to, and kind of dig in and find some of the facts about it. It can be truly fascinating. Again, just have a nerd out session with yourself. It's okay. I talked about peace yesterday. Shoot, man, you can nerd out today with unknown facts or useless knowledge. All good. All right. So that concludes episode 42 of the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I thought that was fun, kind of, changing the temperature up a little bit. That was fun. I think I want to continue to do some of these on the Tuesday. Again, Tuesdays for all the new folks, the new subscribers, the new followers. Tuesdays, talking on the Tuesdays, is always a freestyle session. I'll just come up with a random topic. Mondays, again, is more of the mental. Tuesdays is a fun topic. Wednesdays is always a story, right? And then Thursday will always be a sneaker story. So appreciate you guys tuning in today. Can't wait to see y'all tomorrow on Way Back Wednesday. Got another epic military story that served as a life lesson as per usual. So I appreciate you guys staying locked. Be safe out there, wear your mask, and do what you need to do to be successful, and just be a good citizen. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. See y'all tomorrow. Trust and Believe.